Hello, everybody. Welcome to the webinar on the second open call from STARHAUS. We will today we'll present you a little bit more on this specific open call. And first of all, we'll start by introducing the project to you. What is the STARHAUS project? What are we aiming to do? And specifically on this second open call of our project, we've already had one earlier this year, for which we've already selected 2 projects. So we'll present you now what is the aim of this second open call, and what are the steps you need to take to apply. So first of all, we'll have in the agenda for today, we'll have an introduction by our project coordinator, Chandana Hadnake from SINTEF. He'll introduce you to our project, what are the expected outcomes of STARHAUS, the goals, and all you need to know about what we're doing in STARHAUS. And then we'll present you each of the 4 use cases of the STARHAUS. So we'll have Alex presenting pet food, Julia presenting breakfast cereals, Thomas presenting fertilizers, and finally Jared presenting the beverages use case. Then we'll move on to present you all of the details about this second open call, as well as the guidelines and the steps you need to take. Also the evaluation procedure, and we'll have finally some time for a Q&A to clarify any doubts that you might have regarding this open call. This session will be recorded, and some of you might be seeing this already in an asynchronous mode. So this will be published on our website, and you can see it there anytime you have any doubts that you need to clarify. During this session, we have a Q&A tab, so if anyone has any questions, you can start writing them there already, and then at the end we'll reply to all of them. So now I will give the floor to Chandana to present our project. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madalena. Thank you. And good to be here. As Madalena introduced, my name is Chandan Ratnaik. I am the main coordinator contact of this project, STARHAUS. The main coordinator organization is SINTEF. SINTEF is a research organization located in Norway. We have been quite active in EU projects in different areas and so on. So on behalf of all consortium, STARHAUS consortium, we very much like to have you here, and also we try to give you some information regarding these open calls and also further on the project, as Madalena already mentioned. So I will try to allocate the next few minutes to give you some brief overview about the STARHAUS project, and then following up the other open call information and so on. As you can see in this slide, STARHAUS project was funded under this Horizon Cluster 4 call, Human 0153 call. So topic under localized and urban manufacturing, supporting creativity, and the new European Bauhaus program. So this is RIA, Research and Innovation Action Call, so which is funded 100% fully funded by European Commission, which has high research and innovation in the program. Our TRL, technology readiness level, we are starting from 5 and reaching to 6 at the end of the project. Our project budget is close to 2.5 million euro, and we are running 3 years, and now we are passing the first year, 12 month of the project. So soon we will reaching to our first review of the STARHAUS project. So here we have 13 partners from 7 different EU countries. We are very happy to work with all this multidisciplinary consortium in this interesting project. If you switch to the next slide, Madalena. Yes, here is showing you the list of partners. I will not go through all, but you also can see their locations in countries. I said 7 different countries in European region. So here we have many, as already mentioned, multidisciplinary consortium. So some are expert in ICT, social scientists, business model developers, hardware designers, and manufacturers, and simulations expertise, universities, enhancing this academic side, and also business developers, so on and so forth. And also you can see there are two communities. Municipalities join in the consortium. So in one from Portugal and one from Romania, where we will mostly demonstrate these outcome from the STARHAUS project. Yes, if you go to the next slide. Yeah, so before we get into STARHAUS, I would like to say a few words about how we get into STARHAUS, path to STARHAUS, because we have a sort of history behind this project. Our parent project, in a way, was called DIY for You, which was concluded in this last year under this Horizon H2022 H2020 program. So our target, our technology development in DIY for You project was to address the technology gap to provide, to enable personalized, customized production of FMCG. As you can see here, there are two major outcomes. One is the software side, making a sort of open innovation digital platform to make sure the seamless co-design with the different stakeholders like users, formulation expertise, ICT, AI, ML expertise, and so on. And also other side is the hardware unit, which is a sort of digitally enabled, modular-based, small-scale, flexible manufacturing demonstration facilities. We also call it as a fab lab, where we can produce the real customized product to the consumer. So altogether, what we came up with the solution is that we get the customer input to the software, and then software will select the best formula for recipe, and also it will check the best process parameters and so on, and then that will be transferred to the hardware where this customized product will be manufactured and give it to the customer hand. So this is the small background of DIY for You. Next slide, please, Madalena. So during the project, we made two MDF, two fab labs, one producing customized detergent, powder detergent, and one producing customized liquid detergent. And also the project was successfully reviewed mid of 2023, and also we are quite happy, glad that it was selected as one of the success stories of EU, and also one of the noteworthy projects under Factories of the Future call in 2023 program. So with that interesting and promising background, we also get into a bit more to define how this related business model, because we are disrupting this traditional or conservative business through this concept. So we have understood that there are two major scenarios here. One is the business to consumer, like B2C type, addressing the consumer's need, like allergy, dietary supplement, and so on, and also preferences like fragrance, color, and so on. Especially in food, pharmaceutical, detergent, cosmetic, paint, such production systems, we have these things to address. On the other hand, another business model we highlighted is business to business model, like B2B, how to address this industrial R&D, needs, especially when we need this rapid prototyping, testing new formula, and so on. So the same scenario coupled with the digital software platform, and also together with hardware, we can address both these business models. And next slide, yeah. So during the project, we also understood or recognized what we should go for the next stage beyond the DIY view, like engagement of community, how we can get more different stakeholders, get in human societal inclusion into the project concept and so on. That is how we get into STARHAUS. So next slide, please, Madalena. So in STARHAUS, as you can see here, our main objective is to facilitate this wider spread community adoption in sustainable customized FMCG production through some sort of human-centered, decentralized, localized urban manufacturing. So that is how we get into this setup, also through this the new European Bauhaus concept. So you can see some objectives here. Without going very much detail, we will also we are planning to support decentralized manufacturing vision, engaging different communities here, and also we are promoting collaborative models between different domain experts, social scientists, artists, technology developers, technology providers, and so on. And also this will stimulate and generate manufacturing space based on this new European Bauhaus innovation approach. Also design and test, validate novel concept of human-centered customized product, also one of the objective. And also the last one, as you can see here, we are one of the objective is to provide financial support to third parties, domain expert, artists, and technology providers. This is probably the main focus here in this webinar. We are now calling the second round of open call. As Madalena already mentioned, we are now up and running while the first call. So here in this case, we are inviting non-consortium partners to join us and support us and get benefit through this process. If you go to the next one, please, Lena. Yeah, so to achieve these objectives, we have selected 4 different use cases, as you can see here. Main use cases as pet food and fertilizers. And also we are going to replicate the learning from these main use cases in cereals and beverages. Our consortium partners will get into bit deeper into these use cases, so I will not get more time here. But our main target here is to address this food industry. As you can see, hashtag innovation in food, how we can form some sort of formula or foundation to shift the consumer mindset towards circularity, green transition, sustainable production, consumption, and so on. So that is why we have selected these 4 use cases. If you go to the next one, Madalena, yeah. Expected result, as you can see, we are going to produce new hardware modules in addition to what we have currently in Fab Labs or MDF, and also more software applications, customized customized product use cases, as we have already mentioned, co-design use case, methodological toolkit, so on and so forth. Of course, as a sort of RIA project, we are planning to publish articles and also giving some recommendation to the policy makers and so on at the end of the project. If you go to the next one, yeah, you can see the target groups. So we are targeting technology developers, local producers, production association, artists, creatives. Probably here the main the open innovation call, second call, you will hear more from our partners soon. We are inviting artists and creatives for making the contributions to achieve our project goals. Yeah, so I will end up here with the different. If you go back to that, the next one, yeah, impact. showing you a little bit about the STARHAUS impact, we found we have formulated fourfold impacts here: societal impact, economical impact, environmental and scientific impact. So to improve stakeholder alignment, engagement in sustainability, as societal impact, also economical impact. Of course, we will get the more effective and efficient economy here, creating more jobs and so on. And also we will enhance the EU competitiveness through this project. Environmental impact, of course, improve environmental sustainability, of course, inclusiveness, social equity, so such things, since we are addressing the special needs of consumers through this project. Scientific impact, of course, we will enhance this scientific breakthrough through our hardware units and software developments and so on. I think that is it very shortly about the introduction, Madalena. Floor is back to you.
Thank you so much, Chandana, for this great introduction to the project. I think now it's much clearer what STARHAUS is all about. And so now I think we can delve deeper into the project use cases. So firstly, we'll have now Alex presenting on pet food. Alex, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm replacing Irvin today. He couldn't be here. So a few information about the main use case, which is pet food. So we consider that this use case is very important for the STARHAUS project, because the size of the particles, chunks, so on and so forth, and the different types of moisture and the different types of flavors are very appropriate for our use case. We aim to connect to the various pet owners. Probably during the project, we will be focusing more on the owners of cats or dogs, so depending on their preference, and they will be able to adjust their customized options for their pets, adding besides the main ingredients also some vitamins or some particular information about the various treatments that such pets may receive, and everything will be packed in and delivered to the end user accordingly. Now, another reason why the pet food use case is important at this stage, it's that the recipes could support a large variety of differences between them without affecting the quality of the end product. So this will allow us some flexibility in the production process on the hardware side, and more flexibility on the software side, where we could offer various choices like flavors. So once the process is using certified flavors, it doesn't matter which kind of flavor it's being added to the end user. So this is it from my side. Yes, so the pet food use case has some strengths. So we can provide customized pet food for pets that are already known on having various allergies to some subcomponents in the original recipes. Of course, there's a growing demand. This is an opportunity for natural and organic pet food, and the communities of pet owners are growing every day. And of course, there are also some disadvantages. Making customized pet food could end up being a bit more expensive than the traditional pet food, but also this comes in balance with the possibility of ordering lower amounts. As we know, the the waste produced from the pet food, like from the food that is not eaten, it's a lot bigger. So if we could encounter this weakness, it also has a balancing advantage. And the threats are that, of course, the many pet owners are still preferring and will still prefer in the future the traditional pet foods, and they would go to the supermarket. But that means that we have to be more creative and offer them similar choices or close to their needs that could become affordable at a price level. So this was it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, so this was the main use case for pet food, and now the replication use case associated to this one is breakfast cereals, and we'll have Julia presenting. Julia, floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. I mean, some of the technical issues that are found in pet food are, of course, also the ones in breakfast cereals, like the different sizes, textures, and humidity of the components. If we think about granola and dried fruits, for example. But let's concentrate on what the machine can offer for this use case. Can we swap the... Perfect. Okay, some of the strengths. Of course, customization for healthier options allows the creation of personalized products that are tailored to individual dietary needs that can actually meet the consumer demand for a healthier lifestyle, especially for something like breakfast cereals that are not really famous for the nutritional added value, let's say. A wide range of options allows, let's say, that the flexibility can support diverse products, possibly catering to a wide range of needs. And the efficiency and the optimization of the supply chain, for example, the supply chain and also the waste reduction. For example, by reusing packaging, the machine can actually minimize energy use and waste, promoting a circular economy and a streamlined supply chain. The slide. Some of the weaknesses we may encounter for breakfast cereals, let's say that there is an unclear target audience, because it's something that's, I believe, very personal, breakfast, and it's not a standard, let's say. The machine can focus on the customization, especially regarding the breakfast cereals, can encounter some troubles in finding a clearly defined client and user. And the energy efficiency concerns still require actually validation to ensure that energy and waste impact actually meets the sustainability expectation and is not just other waste. There's also the point about cost versus value perception, because customized cereals might seem more just as a premium product, limiting its reach. So we need to clearly define the long-term benefits. Slide. Some of the opportunities, I believe that there is a growing demand for sustainability and health, especially in the food sector. And consumers are seeking healthier, eco-friendly, especially for products like cereals that are usually associated with high sugar, poor nutritional value. So it can create a lot of opportunities to capture premium market segments. The differentiation also of the market through innovation, since the machine can produce unique, sustainable products, can actually strengthen the position in a competitive market. The also alignment with the environmental goals, like a lower environmental impact, makes it appealing for a lot of businesses that are aiming to reduce waste. Some of the threats I believe, might be a limited market penetration, because breaking into an established industry, especially in the food industry, is challenging without building awareness, trust, and maybe also some curiosity towards a product. The supply chain complexity. The food industry, of course, has a complex supply chain, and to have different ingredients that have different supply chain might be challenging from a logistics standpoint. And of course, a high initial investment, not only for a business owner that wants to cater to different users and clients, but also for maybe more public establishments. So yeah, definitely we should look into that. And that's it for me.
Thank you so much, Julia. So that was the main use case, pet food, and the replication, breakfast cereals. And now we'll move on to the second main use case, which is fertilizers. And we'll have Thomas presenting. Thomas, the floor is yours.
Thanks. Hello, everybody. So I'm in charge to present you the main use case about fertilizers. First introduction will be on fertilizers are known and used all around the world to boost growing of plants and diverse use, mainly for food industry. The objective of the use case was to understand value chain of the fertilizer and identify where to implement the technology that is developed in the STARHAUS project. Second slide, please. So mainly when we return from the fertilizers, there is two kind of fertilizer markets, the organic fertilizer and the chemical fertilizers. I will add to that depending of organic or chemical, you have two possible parties which are liquid or solid. If we talk about the citizen market, so the global market where everyone goes to the shop, we are mainly to the liquid part of fertilizers. And if we have to go to understand the market mainly, this is a classical formulation that is made in several tones with maybe one or two formulas and no special needs there to customize the formula. So we try to dig deeper the subject to see if there will be a possibility there to formulate on demand. But this is it seems to be very complicated because this is low price market, a very low price market with several tons of product to lower the price. But we try to see if there is a possibility there. So I go to the civilian or gardener market. This is the market that I developed there. You have two other markets, farmer direct sales, where it goes directly from the organic or chemical fertilizer producer, or the farmer tailor-made. It means that the industry try to implement organic and chemical fertilizer to a farmer tailor-made seller, and they mix in regard to the analysis of the ground of the farmer. So this is typically the two markets that we could have. And here we talk about a lot of tons of products. So for me, what we see is that farmers direct sale is not a market that we can dedicate the technology. Where we could have an opportunity is to the farmer tailor-made, because you mix, of course, but with a low price. So I have to manage a little bit, but there is a regulation that is coming now, and there is a need of analyze what is coming out from the mix you have made. So here, definitively, the tailor-made sellers are not equipped with that kind of machine. So if we can succeed to have a kind of analyzer at the end and certify what is the formulation, we could have an opportunity there. So this is mainly what we have developed during the main use case on fertilizers. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Thomas. And now to present the last of the STARHAUS use cases, I invite Jared to present the beverages.
Yeah, hello. So one use case that we think can be quite interesting will be the beverages. Beverages is something that everyone are familiar with. It can be like a soda or a coffee, or basically it's anything you can drink. And a lot of it is now available in stores everywhere, and it's mainly produced in large factories and then shipped around. And as you can see on the image to the right, which is a commercial for SodaStream, it's like 90% water and then some syrup added to add some flavors, and then sugar, whether it's not sugar free, and then it's CO2 to make it sparkling. And that's a typical beverages that people are using. And what we see here is that, like, nowadays, maybe you can show the next image. Nowadays there is like a much broader variety of beverages available in the market than it used to be like 10 years ago. And during the year, the big producers are even making like limited offers, products that are just available for a certain time. And what this tells me is that people are very interested in trying new things. So they would like to have this Sprite with cranberry added some flavors, and they would also like to have the cinnamon Coke. And I mean, this is not products that are going to last for a long time, but it's introduced and people are very eager to test it in the first place. And then so it's really interesting that people want to try new things, and this is something we think we can exploit in this project by having, you can imagine using the MDF as an advanced vending machine, where basically the machine can produce anything you would like. So you have a lot of variety in flavors available. You can also maybe adjust the sparkling level that you would like. You can maybe have it with or without sugar. You can have it, maybe you can even add some nutritions, and maybe in order to make like an energy drink or sport drink. And this is and we also know that very many are sort of connecting their sort of their well-being and even like their image with these drinks and they're using. And that's a good opportunity to make that available for the customers. And that is something we think this machine can do. And if you check the next image, one other thing which could also like come out of this and of this community would be like people could be able, or they could make their own recipes and make them available on things like Makerspace, and like here it's for 3D sketched or 3D models. But you can imagine the same thing for beverages, where sort of pre-made recipes are made and are made available, and people may like, yes, I would like to test that one, or I would like to have that one. And that gives a huge edge to the beverage market. And this is something that isn't really available at all today, like, because today people are consuming whatever the producers are putting or producing and putting in the shelves. And so this is one thing we see, and this is like, now I have basically, at this end, I have described the business to consumer market. But you can also imagine the business to business market, where the machines are stored or are located in the factories where they are doing the product development. Because today, what they will have to do when they're making something like testing a new recipe, that would be to like manually produce it, and then like add everything, all the ingredients, add the CO2, cap it, and it's quite labor consuming. And So what the machine is able to do would be sort of to like for a rapid prototyping thing, it would be able to produce a lot of samples in a very short time automatically, and in addition to that, you can also vary the recipes slightly, so you can have a lot of different products that can be tested, and everything is produced automatically and quite labor like without labor. So that is also something we imagine is very like can be interesting to see, to investigate and exploit in the beverages use case. And this is basically what I wanted to tell you.
Thank you so much, Jared. So that was it. Now that we have presented a lot more about the STARHAUS project, it's much clearer what we're doing in our project and what we're doing in each of the specific use cases that we're applying the STARHAUS technologies in. Now I'll present you what this open call is all about. So this is the second open call, as I've mentioned in the beginning of this session. This is the second open call for the STARHAUS project, and this time we're focusing on arts and technology residencies. So basically, we're focusing on co-creating innovative user-centered solutions that blend art and technology. I will now present you all of the basic information about this open call. How to apply, eligibility criteria, and a bit about the evaluation process. But you can find all this information in the documentation available on our website, on the guidelines for applicants, and on the call for proposals. These are the main documents where you can find the most relevant information. So basically, this open call has a value of up to 1,000 euros. So that will mean that that's available 50K per application. And we're expecting to select at least 2 proposals so that we can give the full amount of the 100K to at least 2 different entities. This open call has opened in the late November, the 27th of November, and it will stay open until the 27th of January of next year. And it will we will expect to communicate the results in the beginning of March so that the experiments can start in the end of March of next year. And the experiments themselves are expected to last between 6 to 10 months. So then it depends on you, on how you set up your proposal and how much time it will take for you to develop your activities. So the objectives of this open call are to design new concepts for services and processes of STARHAUS technologies. And it has a big focus on adapting the existing hardware and software to the specific project use cases. So we have just presented you, Chandana presented a little bit as well on the hardware and software ecosystem of the STARHAUS project. And we've had a lot of information about each of the use cases that STARHAUS focuses on. So pet food, fertilizers, beverages, and breakfast cereal. The idea with this open call is for applicants to adapt this ecosystem, hardware and software, using new concepts, and you can focus on each of one or more of the STARHAUS use cases. The activities that we're looking for in this open call, there's basically 3 different types. So in an initial phase, participants are expected to engage in a collaborative process with our technology partners. And they're expected to bring an artistic perspective to contribute to the development of new concepts that blend art and technology. So very connected to the STARTS methodology. And in this phase, the idea is to define new scenarios and solutions that can have a very user-centered approach to our technologies. On a second stage, the idea is for applicants to co-develop a prototype. And in this stage, applicants must select whether they will focus on hardware or on software. And we'll see this further on. I will explain each of the focus areas. And the idea is to design either a hardware or a software prototype that can be tested. And then the final phase would be to test the developed prototypes in representative communities. So this can be done through artistic installations or demonstrations, and to gather user feedback. So the idea here is to ensure that the prototypes and the solutions that were created are relevant to our project. So as I mentioned, in this specific open call, there's two focus areas. So applicants must select whether they want to focus on hardware or on software, and particularly what type of prototype they will be developing. And to give you a bit more information on each of these areas. So the STARHAUS hardware ecosystem, as you were able to see in the beginning from Chandana's presentation, it consists basically of a manufacturing demonstration facility, what we call the MDFs or Fab Lab. And these are modular scalable systems that are designed to have different modules that can integrate different functions like dispensing, mixing, measuring, heating, and each of these modules communicates with a central controller, and there's also then a software, so an internal application programming interface, which allows everything to work. And in this focus area, we're looking for to propose new designs and improvements for the existing modules, basically to increase the adaptability and functionality of the manufacturing demonstration facility across the 4 use cases. And here you will be collaborating closely with the hardware engineers to create creative solutions that look beyond the technical limitations that currently our technologies have. So here the main partner that is working on hardware for STARHAUS is Cody, for which we have Yared here as a representative, and they are based in Norway. For this focus area 2, if you prefer to focus on the software technologies of the STARHAUS ecosystem, basically this ecosystem includes now or should include a core digital platform and then tailored applications for each of the use cases. And there should also be advanced data visualization tools. And here the challenge is to look for ways to optimize this software ecosystem, to expand the software platform, and ensure that it integrates seamlessly with the hardware. And again, it should be there should be a big focus on the user-centric approach, and applicants will be working closely with the software engineers to develop these solutions. And in this case, the technical partner that is responsible for the software ecosystem of the STARHAUS technologies is WIZ Research, for which we have Alex Butian here representing this partner today, and they are based in Romania. So now, considering that you will be working so closely with our technology partners, it's important to clarify what we are expecting from these residencies. So we're not expecting a full residency in the locations of our technical partners. What we're expecting is an immersive collaboration with at least 2 site visits, 2 on-site visits, 1 initial visit to co-design workshops, prototype planning the prototypes, and aligning the project's activities with the technological partners for you as well to have a better understanding of what the current technologies are. And then a final visit to test and validate the prototypes and engage with the communities to get feedback. So you don't need to be based in each of these countries. There is only a requirement to do these 2 visits. Of course, if you are close and you want to have more collaboration, that is also possible. But what is envisioned is these 2 on-site visits plus online regular meetings where you get to work with the technical partners in a very collaborative way, but not necessarily on-site. So in technical, practical terms, the hardware technical partners I've mentioned is Cody, and they're based in Skien in Norway. And the software partner is Wiz Research based in Sibiu in Romania. So what do we expect from you at the end of the project? So the selected experiments should provide all of the following outcomes. First of all, a visual storytelling, so a description or representation of the developed concepts and scenarios through some visual support, like visual storytelling, videos, or other multimedia formats. So basically representing the concepts that were created that are behind this your approach. And then a prototype, and now this will depend on which of the focus area you select. If you selected the hardware focus area, we're looking for prototypes of like sketches or 3D models that showcase the proposed solutions for the manufacturing demonstration facilities. Or if you select the software focus area, then the prototypes we're looking for are UX, UI designs or blueprints of the suggested software improvements. Please note that both these prototypes, hardware and software, they should be tested with target communities, as I've mentioned before, to validate their effectiveness and to gather user feedback. So that's part of the 3rd stage of the project. And finally, the 3rd deliverable, let's say, is a final report where you should detail and summarize the development process for the activities that you conducted and the methodology that you applied. You should also detail the testing experiences as well as the feedback that was received, collected, and some recommendations for future implementation, which should emphasize not only the scalability of the solutions that you came up with, but also their applicability across other use cases of the STARHAUS project or in future projects. So in case you're focusing in 1 or 2 of the use cases, we expect that here in the final report you can at least recommend some suggestions for how your solutions could possibly be replicated to other use cases. Now, in more practical terms, this is something that we get a lot of questions about. So who are the eligible entities to participate in this open call? This open call will select at least 2 SMEs. And these SMEs can be creative agencies, artists, technology companies, innovation agencies, or any other SME that is working in the same field. To be eligible to apply, you or your organization, the entities must be registered in a EU member state or on Horizon Europe associated countries. And the list of Horizon Europe associated countries is available on our website. And applications must be done by organizations that are SMEs. So if you're not an SME, you will not be eligible. And applications must be submitted in English. So we cannot accept applications submitted in any other language. They will not be considered. And they should be, the duration of the experiments should be between, sorry, this is a tiny mistake here. So it should be between 6 to 10 months. If your proposed project has a duration that is either less or more than 6 to 10 months, we cannot consider it. Of course, entities that are part of the STARHAUS consortium are not eligible, and applications need to be submitted, of course, before the deadline of the call, which is the 27th of January. Late applications will not be considered. Now, looking at the process of how to apply to this open call, submissions must be done exclusively via EU survey. So there is this, you have this link here, and you can find it as well on our website. That is the only way that we can accept applications. We cannot accept them via email. So you need to apply online and answer all the mandatory questions, again, in English. And you should submit there in this form, submit your technical annex and the budget template. So these are documents that you can find as well in the application form. You should then accept the terms and conditions and submit it before the deadline. As I've said, it's the 27th of January before 5 p.m. Central European time. So this here you have a screenshot from our website. This is all the information that you can find there regarding this open call. And you have these two buttons here. So on the left you have the link for all of the documents that you need to fill in for the application, and on the right you have the online submission form that I mentioned, the EU survey submission form. So now I'll just show you quickly, go through this submission form. So first of all, you need to select what type of application you want to do. So you can be it can be done as an individual application if you're the only entity that's applying, or you can also apply as a consortium with other entities. And you just need to outline this information here, and then you will need to select the focus area specifically for this open call. You need to select whether you will focus on software or hardware. You cannot choose both. And then you need to indicate which of the use cases your proposal will address. And here you can select one or all four of them. It's up to you on how your methodology applies to one specifically, or if it's more transversal and can be used to all of them. So then you will need to submit some of the project details, the proposed title, and then, as I've said, these two documents, the technical annex, where you outline your proposed activities and methodology, and the budget proposal. You then have a form to input your entity details, so general information like legal name, VAT number, country, etc. And you will have to as well fully fill in the formal declarations that you agree with the process. So now going over the technical annex, here, as I said, this is where you introduce your project's objectives and activities. Again, you have to identify the focus area and use cases, provide a title and an abstract, and then in the methodology and activities proposed, that's where you have the chance to fully describe your project, the methodologies, the activities, and why it has an innovative approach. It's important to highlight that. Then you have to ascertain why you or your consortium have the competencies and resources to do this project. And finally, there's an optional field for social and environmental impact, which will be used, so it's an optional field, but it will be used to resolve any ties during the selection of applications. So it's highly recommended that you also fill this field in. For the budget template, you can also find it on our in the documents folder. You simply need to fill in this template here, and yeah, and the maximum amount, I remind that the maximum amount attributed per entity is 50K. So that's what you should aim for in a maximum amount. Regarding the evaluation process, so first of all, we will conduct an eligibility check. If the applications are eligible, they will be evaluated, and they will be evaluated by a jury that was established, and then there will be a consensus meeting to select the awardees. And once they are selected, the results will be communicated to them, and we will then move on to the sub-grant agreement signature and start the project implementation. That is the stage that we are in already for the first open call, so the projects have already begun. In more detail, so we first conduct the eligibility check, then we have the individual evaluation. And this is done by a jury of 3 internal evaluators from organizations of the STARHAUS consortium, but not our project partners, but people from these organizations, plus 3 external evaluators, which are part of our advisory board. And they will evaluate the eligible applications, and then we will conduct a consensus meeting where decisions should be done by consensus, or if not possible, by a majority vote of at least 2/3. So in this case, 4 out of 6. Then we will obtain this ranking list where we'll have the selected applicants plus a reserve list in case some applicants might not be interested in starting the project. All proposals will receive an acceptance or rejection letter together with an anonymized version of their consensus evaluation report. Regarding the evaluation process, so there's 4 evaluation criteria. First of all, the degree of innovation, and most importantly, this is what we are considering when reviewing your application. Then the soundness of the technical approach, the creative and business capacities, and a cost-benefit analysis. So we're always also looking at whether the budget that you propose is in accordance to the activities that are proposed. So each of these evaluation criteria will be graded from 0 to 5, and then the final score will be the weighted average of the scores in each of the evaluation criteria. The degree of innovation, as I said, is the one that has the biggest ponderation and is given a ponderation of 1.5 in this weighted average. And then finally, we obtain the ranking, and to resolve any ties, the following rules are applied. So first of all, by this order, first of all, we evaluate again the degree of innovation score and the creative and business capacity score. And then this is where we will look into the social and environmental impact assessment. So that's why it's important that you fill this in as well. And finally, the date of submission. Earlier submissions will have an advantage here. So the timeline, as I said, we opened this open call on 27th of November, and the deadline for submission is the 27th of January. Then we'll have a 1 month for evaluating the proposals, and we expect to inform you about the results on the beginning of March, so that we can have the sub-grant agreement signature and start the projects in the late March, beginning of April, which should then last for 6 to 10 months, depending on what was defined in the proposal. So this is all of the most relevant information, we believe, about the second open call. But if there's still any questions or doubts, you can always send them in via email. We have this starhaus.opencall@innovate.business, where we will reply to any further questions and inquiries. We'll be replying until the 20th of January, so a week before the submission, to ensure that we can, that's until when we can ensure that we'll have a reply. And if you want to know more, you can always look into our website and follow us on our social media as well, to stay up to any updates and to find out more information about this open call. As I said, you have the documentation where we have everything outlined there. So I don't know if there's any questions from the audience here already. Otherwise, I can also just briefly present some Q&A, some frequently asked questions that we get for this open call. First of all, can I apply multiple times to open call number 2? Yes, you can apply. Multiple applications can be submitted, but only one will be funded in case of selection. So basically, the best one will be the one that's considered. How many open innovation and creativity open calls will STARHAUS have? So as I said, we've had one already, for which was closed on 11th of August, for which we've selected 2 products, and they're already being implemented. And now we currently have 2 open calls open. So this webinar was about the second open call, but we also have the third open call opening at the same time, for which we'll have a webinar 2 days from now, Thursday, and for which you can also find all the information on our website. Can I apply for all the STARHAUS open calls? Yes, you can apply, but the maximum amount of grant per institution is 50K, so that's what you should consider. How is the payment handled? So for projects, the funds will be dispersed in 2 lump sums, one at the beginning of the project, giving you 50% of the amount with the subgrant agreement signature, and at the end of the project, when receiving the agreed deliverables, the other 50% will be dispersed. Is subcontracting possible? This is often a common question as well. It is possible to subcontract, but it shouldn't be the main focus of the experiment. Otherwise, we are assuming that the entity that is applying is not the one that has the main resources and skills to provide this service. So basically, subcontracting is allowed for up to 33% of the estimated budget, but so it can be used for hiring individual experts, artists, musicians, so for specific activities within your proposed activities, but it shouldn't be the main focus. As the proposed applicant should be the one that provides the main focus of your activities. Then there's questions regarding the eligibility. As I said, they're very common. How can I assess the eligibility of an artist? So an artist, what we refer to is either an SME or a slightly bigger company or a mid-cap. So these are all official terms, and that should be registered under the NACE code 9003, artistic creation, or also a self-employed individual, so basically a freelancer who undertakes artistic activities. So that is what we understand as an artist in the context of this open. What is a tech provider? That's also something that sometimes requires a bit more clarification. So we see tech providers as for-profit legal entities, including startups, SMEs, and mid-caps. And again, you need to be established in an eligible country. And as I've said, you can find the full list of countries that are eligible to this link, or also on our website. And finally, are public institutions eligible? And yes, they are, as long as they are for profit organizations. Because non-profit organizations are not eligible. Do I need to be based in Norway or Romania to apply for this specific arts and residency open call? The answer is no. As I've said, the call foresees only 2 mandatory visits to the technical partners' installations at the beginning and at the end of the project. And travel expenses can be included in the budget proposal for these purposes. So you don't need to be necessarily based in either of these countries. So that was it from our side. As I said, if there's any further questions, we're happy to clarify them via email. And we wish you good luck. I would also like to thank all of the partners for being here, for representing the STARHAUS project. And that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.